we would sign up somebody because they knew me, right? I was the sales guy. They always reached out to me like, how do I fix this? How do I do this? This doesn't work. I don't know how to do that. And literally, we just drilled on it for 3 months. So one of the things that we've recently started launching, is still brand new, is we now have a free support Slack channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Level Up Your SaaS channel. My name is Jenna Lettingham. If we haven't met yet, I serve local to me people around my service area for local service-based businesses and also contractors around the nation. Some other niches I've served, but for the most part, that's what I do as an agency owner. And today I'm talking amongst my other agency owners and my affiliates within other softwares. And this is my channel, Level Up Your SaaS. And I invite you to join us in our Facebook group and like and subscribe on the YouTube channel for more. So today we have with us Dakota Routh. He is a high-level SaaS award winner. So congrats on that. And
Thanks.
now he has started something new that I have looked at and admired. So I really am enjoying watching what he's doing. And so I wanted to bring him on the channel and share with you guys what he's doing that's different within the support world. And I really like what he's doing, especially for those local service-based businesses that really just need that extra hands-on support. And so, yes, he's offering support as a white label service to your clients. And so without further ado, here's Dakota.
Hello. How are you?
Doing good today. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I guess a little bit about what we do, right? So we started as a SaaS company, probably very similar to a lot of other agencies out there. We fell on our face for a couple of months, thought about giving up, wasn't sure really what to do, wasn't really sure even how to sell it. Felt like it was the best thing on the earth, but we couldn't figure out a way to sell it. And after many months of trial and error, we nailed it. We nailed it and hit it out of the park. From the time that we got our first SaaS company or first sub account to getting 100 sub accounts was just short of 3 months, and then it just kind of went from there. Now,
You
granted,
said 3 months?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And cool.
yeah.
Dakota, if you don't mind me interjecting there, what is
Go for
one
it.
piece of advice that you'd give somebody who's just starting off that you like wish you could tell your earlier self?
Only one,
Yeah, just one.
just one. So don't get bogged down in high level. Figure out the solution to somebody's problem and sell that. And to make it sticky, build that solution inside a high level. So that way, when they sign up with you, they have to have your version, your white label, in order to solve that solution. And that's really, honestly, in my opinion, the easiest way to sell high level. Is a lot of times we get bogged down with going down that big rabbit hole, right? That so many of us go down to try to figure out all the different aspects of high level. I got to know this, I got to know that. New features are being released, 15 times a day. And a month from now, there's about to be 300 new features released
Yeah.
in one day. And so if you try to get absorbed into those things, then you'll get lost,
Yes.
overwhelmed. You'll start telling yourself, I need to learn it more, and then you'll never launch. So just figure out the solution to somebody's problem, build it inside a high level. That way, if they want to solve that solution, they have to buy your SaaS.
Yeah, I love that. I
Hmm.
told somebody that something similar the other day. She's like, "Yeah, I tried to sell SaaS and I couldn't figure out the support stuff." And I said, "You don't have to sell the whole thing." I was like,
Yeah.
"What are think about?" I was like, "This." I told her what I did when I started off. I was like, I knew how to make a funnel, and I sold the funnels because I knew I had to make a profit margin off of what I was doing while I was
Hmm.
learning the software. I was like, so if I can encourage you of anything, I was like, don't sell a bunch of features, figure out something that you can provide that's of value. So
Yeah. And the
I love what you
stickier it
said.
is, the more you can charge for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Anyway, so thanks for that tidbit.
you're welcome. It took us months to figure and lots of ad money to figure that one out.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, once we kind of started getting up there in sub accounts, we quickly figured out that it was one, difficult for us to support them. We were a very small organization. At the time that we found success, there were probably three of us, me being one of them. I was doing all the sales, doing all the marketing. Somebody else was handling the high level. And then another person was doing our social media. So that was our three. And so when we would sign up somebody because they knew me, right? I was the sales guy. they always reached out to me like, how do I fix this? How do I do this? This doesn't work. I don't know how to do that. And next thing I know, I'm, taking time away from sales from getting new clients. So we had to find a support solution. And the truth is, we didn't know enough about it to be able to even successfully onboard somebody. So we tried other people's onboarding solutions as well. And it just didn't work. They didn't work, in my opinion. Most of the other solutions were trying to solve, basically trying to onboard them in one appointment, right? So they get their account set up, and then they get an hour's worth of training, and then they leave that hour's worth of training more confused than they were when they got on the call. And it'd be like us trying to teach somebody how to use HighLevel in an hour. It just doesn't work that way. So through trial and error, we just kind of started coming up with our own onboarding. We tried 3 or 4 different things. None of them worked very well by themselves. But what we found is that when we combined all of them and we started really tapping into everybody's senses and how people really preferred to learn, that we saw a lot greater success when it came to onboarding. And that's really the method that we use when we're onboarding another agency's sub accounts. Is that we don't give them one, we give them 60 days worth of onboarding. I know that sounds like a lot to some people out there, but in our mind, we wanted to basically make it to where the agency, which was probably in a similar situation to us when we first started, one person, 2 people, maybe 3 if you're lucky, didn't have the time, energy, or even knowledge to be able to do that kind of stuff on their own. They almost always wanted to start an agency because they wanted to sell something. Very few people, I don't know, actually any, that have started a high level agency going, I can't wait to onboard somebody. And they're usually out there trying to get new clients, right? So if we could take that stress away from them, then great. Then they can be more successful.
Yeah, love that.
And then it kind of just evolved from there. Like a lot of so we beta tested our onboarding with 3 other agencies. One of them had 600 sub accounts,
Wow.
and yeah, way bigger than us. So we beta tested it for 3 months with them. Basically, just gave them permission to destroy us. Like in this 3 months, I want to know everything that's broken. I want to know what doesn't work. I want to know what works well, what you like, what you don't like, all that kind of stuff. And literally, we just drilled on it for 3 months to try to get it perfect before we even told the public that what we were doing. Most people didn't even know we were doing this. And as we got our first 5 agencies, once we launched, all 5 of them were like, well, hey, do you offer support? And I went, no, well, hold on a second. No, I don't. But wait a minute, I already have a team for that. I mean, all my onboarding people are knowledgeable enough about it to be able to offer support. So
Hmm.
I guess technically I could offer support. I just got to figure out a way to duplicate and then triple the amount of staff I have that have the same abilities. So naturally, it just made sense to add support as well.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, stressful but fun. We're growing very fast.
Yeah, I'm sure
Mhm.
that's tricky because I feel like learning how to hire, I feel like is tricky. But
Yeah,
it sounds like you're doing pretty good at that part now.
yeah. So it is very stressful. It's probably the most draining thing that you could ever do as a business owner is hiring, recruiting, hiring, and training, those 3 things
Yeah.
together. And early on, so years ago, we had a chain of gyms. We had 5 gyms. And so I had 180 employees. And the challenge, I was younger then, and the challenge back then was that we were hiring to hire, right? We were just filling spots and then
Yeah.
figuring out. And we figured out, it took us a long time, but we eventually figured out that was a bad idea. Just take a little bit more time to find the right people and train the right people, and then they'll stay, they'll be better, you'll have better experience and so forth. And that's the method we use now is we probably out of every 50 interviews we do, we probably offer a job to maybe 5. Out of the 5, we end up hiring maybe 4. And out of the 4, 2 or 3 work out. I would say probably 25% of the people we hire, we have a very grueling process to get launched. Like they have to pass 2 tests in the first week, and then they have to pass a test every single week for the first 3 or 4 weeks before they even get let loose. And I shouldn't say most of them, 25% of them don't make it past the first week.
Yeah. Well, tell us more about what you're offering. I think there's some really cool things that you guys have done to like differentiate yourselves. So tell us more about that. Like, what does it look like that you
Yeah.
guys are offering, and how does it
Yeah.
look in the agency side and for your sub accounts?
Yeah, so I appreciate that. I guess the first thing is that not everybody is ready for onboarding or support, right? We wanted to take a page right out of Alex Hormozy's book and just offer a bunch of free stuff to people to help them grow. And our mind is like, if we can help them grow, then essentially they'll look at us as their solution when it comes time for them to need onboarding and support. So like one of the things that we've recently started launching is still brand new, is we now have a free support Slack channel. We found ourselves living inside the HighLevel Facebook group, answering questions and so forth. So we figured, well, we're going to be 24/7 anyways. We're going to have support basically working around the clock. Why not just answer questions for people that have questions? And so we started a free support channel inside of Slack that somebody
Oh,
can
wow.
join. Any agency can join it, and it's just it's like going to the Facebook group, but it's a private Slack channel.
And
Not
that's
to
private,
mention,
just with their own agency, not a group of agency owners.
no, it's one channel that has multiple agencies in it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, and it's literally brand new. I think we might be up to 20 agencies in there right now, and I haven't really told very many people. We did one post, maybe two posts on Facebook, something like that. But we're going to put a lot more focus into it over the next couple of days. So there's that. We have free snapshots for people for A2P with tutorial videos. I should say, let me rephrase. It's a free A2P course that comes with two snapshots, one for the agency, one for the client. And then we also have a very basic GHL course that somebody can download. When I say basic, it's not really designed to be for people who know much about HighLevel and how it works. It's how to set up your agency and set up your first sub account, things like that. We also centralized all of the Sean Clark videos in one spot to make it easy for people just to go see them in chronological order by month and by day. And then as far as like our paid products go, so our thought behind it is that when we first started, if we had not had such good success before we got support, we couldn't have afforded onboarding and support from another
Right.
company. It was just way too expensive. So we wanted to make it affordable. We knew that we were growing. We were growing so fast that we were actually going to have an abundance of team members compared to clients. So I didn't want team members just sitting around going, "When's my next appointment?" So we figured, okay, look, early on, we'll just make it very affordable for somebody to add onboarding to their agency, and we'll make it very affordable for somebody to add support to their agency. I'm going to have a staff members anyways, and I'd rather give them something to do than to be concerned with whether or not I'm breaking the bank on an agency.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with, is that agency able to grow? Because if they're able to grow, they're going to be with us long term.
Yeah. Love that.
With our onboarding process, it's a 4 session appointment that happens over a 60-day period. So they get what we call a pre-onboarding funnel that's loaded into the agency's account that takes them through basic setup of, setting up their social media and their integrations and business profile and things of that nature. And there's automations and workflows and pipelines and reminders that are all attached to that. It even has a little login page where they have to log in so we can track their progress through the onboarding funnel. And then they eventually get booked onto a call. The first one is a call where we're just really making sure that their account got set up correctly, right? So that call can last 20 to 60 minutes. We don't dump a lot of information, if any, on them during that call. We don't want to overload them. We want them to actually feel warm and welcome to come back for the second one. We mostly are just like, go here, enter this, go there, enter that, and so forth. The second one is done about a week later. This is where we usually will do A2P and submit it for them, because we had a week to really kind of get the account set up for them. And by then they're essentially ready, right? We do a 60 to 90-minute training with them during that call, go over the things that they want to learn the most. If they have specific things that they want to learn, we'll touch on those first. Otherwise, we go through some of the more basic things that they're going to be using. The third appointment, which we call the third one an optimization call, is done about 30 days after they started. So at this point, it's somewhere between 2 or 3 weeks after the second call. And this is, again, a training session. They've now had a month really to use the software. They now have questions. Like the first 1 or 2 sessions, they don't have a lot of questions. So now they have questions, right? So they're like, okay, I tried this, it didn't work. Or how do I do this? I wanted to do that and I couldn't. And we actually get a chance now to spend more time with them, at least educating them. They're absorbing more at this point. And then the fourth call is at right around day 60. And the whole idea is that now they've tried it for a month and a half or so, month and 45 days, something like that. And they have figured out what they like, what they don't like, what they want to use more of, things like that. And we can spend now 90 minutes just pure training with them. Once they're done with onboarding, we literally do a warm handoff to support. So if they're using our support, then we show them exactly where to go, to how to reach out through Zoom support, through phone support, through chat. They can schedule a Zoom meeting if they don't have time right now, things like that. And then, as we were talking, very soon we're going to have video support right inside of our chat widget. So they'll be able to, your sub accounts will be able to click the chat widget and talk live directly to an agent on the other end. They can screen share their screen and all that kind of jazz. And we can literally walk them through how to solve whatever issue it is that they're trying to solve.
Yeah, and if I can't
Mhm.
highlight on those two things, phone support, I don't know anybody else who does that. So I think that's so cool. Now that's not 24/7 yet, correct?
September 30th.
Yeah, so coming
Yeah.
up. So that's really cool, and I love that he's doing that. And then number two thing that I want to highlight on is that video support. People always get hung up on like, oh, I didn't know I had to download Zoom, and now I can't share the right tab on Zoom, and like these people
Hmm.
that maybe aren't as tech inclined as we are. And
Yeah.
so having something that's so simple that's in the chat widget, I think is going to be very, very nice for these local service-based businesses who
Yeah.
aren't set up and know how to use the ins and outs of Zoom. So I think that's very cool. Where do people, I'll drop the link for people to get started, but is there anything else that we should maybe talk about? No difference in pricing and packages?
I mean, we have three different packages. One that's just five onboarding sub accounts per month. And it doesn't matter that it takes us 60 days because it'll reset every month. So five new sub accounts. And then we have a one we call pro onboarding. And that is, or not pro onboarding, I'm sorry, pro support. And that is live support for up to 15 sub accounts. And then if you get to a point where you need more than that, unlimited is actually extremely affordable. Then it's unlimited sub accounts, unlimited onboarding, 24/7. As you mentioned, we are scheduled to go live for 24/7 on September 30th. Right now, we have limited hours as we are training the new staff and so forth.
That's
Mhm.
really exciting. And the knowledge base is coming out soon that you
So the
talked about.
knowledge base is ready, and but the challenge isn't the knowledge base. Yes, it is coming out. It should be out any day. The challenge with the knowledge base is that because of our us integrate deciding to integrate video support, we have to move the knowledge base to a completely different platform. And when we moved it over, all of the formatting and configuration of it just got way weird.
Oh,
So
snap.
the developers are in the back end right now trying to fix how it looks. It came across basically. It started out like pretty with pictures and videos, and when it got moved over, everything came through as one paragraph. And I was like, we can't. There's no way we can launch this. So they know that we are on a time crunch trying to get that fixed. The developers on the back end are trying to get it reformatted so it matches the original content. But yes, the knowledge base is essentially ready. We're just trying to get that fixed. Mhm.
Very cool. Well,
Mhm.
everyone, I'll drop the link in the chat. Check it out. Drop any questions you have, and Dakota and I can help answer and clarify those. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so glad I was able to share some of this. And it's called Agency Support Pros, right?
Agency support for HighLevel.
For
You can
HighLevel.
call us
Okay.
you can call us pros if you want, but
I
agency
probably
support for
will.
HighLevel. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thanks again for coming on, Dakota, and I'll
All right.
talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, Jenna. Appreciate
Mhm.
it.